Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Command and Conquer Red Alert. Tanya has some intelligence for us regarding Soviet weapons development. We've destroyed some of their tech centers, but there's quite a bit of work left to do. So, onward to the next expansion mission, which is production disruption. The Soviets are beginning construction of a new class of submarine capable of launching sea-to-ground missiles. We don't have to tell you the amount of devastation these could cause. Take a small squad of troops and infiltrate their power grid. When it is down, additional reinforcements will be sent in. When ready, head north and destroy their sub-pen, preventing further construction of these subs. If any are built, they must not be allowed to escape. Reinforcements have arrived. So this is going to be another pre-deployed mission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting.
We are on the clock for this one. First thing we got to do, as the briefing told us, is destroy the enemy's power grid.
Very well. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Moving out. Moving out. At once. Waiting orders. Reporting.
Wipe out these infantry coming for us. Get our medic in there. Okay, except we took no damage whatsoever.
Very well. Very well. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Oh, something just blew up, to judge from the screen shaking there.
Very well.
Okay, we found the enemy's power farm.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. At once.
Now, the medics are programmed to first heal the people who are least damaged, which is really dumb. Tactically speaking, it's much better to heal your infantry who have taken the most damage. So that's something you have to watch out for, and using medics well often takes some micro. Alright, so we get a bunch of engineers, and we get a couple of demolition trucks. These are explosive trucks, which are really good for blowing things up. They're suicide weapons. Now, our rocket soldiers can outrange these towers, so we don't need a demo truck for that. I'm going to leave one behind to deal with any enemies that come up behind us.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative.
Capture the radar dome, alright? Okay, don't wander up in range, dude.
Acknowledge. Ready. Affirmative. Affirmative.
So, we can do that.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Demo trucks can be very dangerous because they can blow up your own forces if they explode in the middle of them.
Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir.
So, they're tricky to use. They're kind of a worthless unit for building yourself because they're very, very expensive. I mean, you can do some neat tricks with them, but in general, I'm not a big fan of demo trucks. But when we're given them in missions, we'll
Agreed.
figure out ways to make use of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well.
Whoa, okay, calm down, guys. Calm down.
Reporting.
We have to capture that, so don't destroy it. There we go.
Affirmative. Engineering. Affirmative.
Okay, and now we get some chrono tanks. And we will make use of them to wipe out the enemy base.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting.
Our one chrono tank foolishly tries to drive straight up in range, as they do.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Chrono tanks are very, very powerful, but they're very poor at dealing with infantry.
Yes, sir.
Well, that is a lot of dudes. Might be a good opportunity for a demo truck over there. What are you doing? Okay, there.
Yes, sir.
That takes care of them.
Affirmative.
Oh, not those guys, though.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
Okay, that would be an enemy
Affirmative.
heavy tank, which our chrono tanks can handle. The heavy tank plus the infantry might be a little more problematic. However, we can use the chrono tanks to teleport over to here and take care of the enemy's submarine pen. You two, don't be lazy. And that's well done to us. A very short little mission. I like it because it's a little bit puzzly. And as I keep saying, I do like the pre-deployed missions. There's not much to it, though. It would be nice if it were a little longer, had a little more meat to it. But hey, let's not complain, short mission or not, it's a fun little mission. So, Tanya has gotten us some intel about Soviet weapons development. We've destroyed some of their tech centers, but there is more to be done. We're going to have some more enemy weapon development to interfere with. Next up is going to be Monster Tank Madness. The briefing tells us Dr. Dmitry, creator of a new Soviet super tank, wants to defect. We planned to extract him while the Soviets were testing their new weapon, but something has gone wrong. The super tanks are out of control and Dmitry is missing, likely hiding in the village to the far south. Find our outpost and start repairs on it, then find and evacuate Dmitry. As for the tanks, we can reprogram them. Send a spy into the Soviet radar dome in the northeast, turning the tanks on their creators. Alright. Can do. We certainly don't want to have to mess with Soviet super tanks. It's already problematic enough that they have heavies and mammoths while we're stuck with just mediums and lights. Although, as we have discussed, that's actually not as unbalanced as it seems. Okay, so we're on a bit of a time limit here because we want to find our outpost before the enemy finds it and starts wiping it out. I'm actually going to slow things down a little bit here so that we have more time to deploy our engineers and capture the buildings we need to capture. We're going to need a power plant and a sub-pen so that we can build a transport to get across. Almost destroyed that power plant. Guys, everybody. And we're also going to need to use the thief to get into the silo in order to get some money. Our first time using thieves in this playthrough. Alright, that'll give us enough to build a transport. Go, go, go.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir.
Just for fun, destroy those explosive oil drums and the oil derrick. Look at it spewing fire. Enemy V2 rocket launcher that we're going to have to worry about over there.
Yes, sir.
Why did it spawn over there? Okay, everybody load up. Load up, I said. It's so finicky. Guys. Okay, they're queuing up.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, move it.
Affirmative.
Probably disembark out of range of the V2.
Acknowledge.
I hear fighting.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that's our base getting destroyed.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Okay, we've wiped that out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting. Affirmative.
Let's get to our base ASAP. Alright, there it is. Move, move, move.
Vehicle.
Get the harvester, or rather the ore truck harvesting. And the first thing that we're going to want to repair is our defensive structures so that they can withstand an enemy assault. Alright, now that we made it here, I'm going to go ahead and make a scum save.
Mission saved.
Awaiting order.
And did we have a spy?
Yes, sir.
No, looks like we're going to have to train one. A spy was not among the forces we were given. I don't reckon we're going to need this again, so we can probably go ahead and sell it for a little extra money. And you know what? I don't think we really care about having the supply depot. Now, let's go ahead and train up a spy. And start making our way to the south. Some civilians come out of a hospital. Which is marked as enemy structure for some reason, but we also can't target it, so that's confusing. Maybe they're allied with us, but not vice versa. Enemy tussle tank. Wipe that thing out. Actually, I should probably build an APC so that we can move Dimitri with speed. Okay, the civilians have evacuated to our base. Excellent. Oh, we are low power. Let's fix that. And I mean, we might as well bring our infantry across. They could be somewhat helpful. We'll stop repairing as soon as we're no longer low power. Okay, and then we'll resume construction on the APC. It'll build much faster now. Oh, why did you guys do that? You're going to anger the enemy and they're going to come attacking us.
Unit ready.
Alright. You guys load up on the LST, and now let's get the APC down here. And start building some more tanks and stuff. Is that an enemy demo truck? Okay. We sure didn't need that. Well, we'll make do. Now, they said the village to the far south. And they show it with a signal flare. So that's nice and convenient. Okay, there's Dr. Dimitri. Let's evacuate him back to our base, where there is now a Chinook waiting to evac him. We don't need these silos. Get a little bit of extra money from selling them. Bring our infantry across the way. They're the Soviet super tanks. The game is not kidding about the superness of those super tanks. They are pretty hardcore. It is possible to destroy them conventionally, but there's no good reason to do so unless you're just so inclined. So we are going to take the route of getting a spy into the enemy radar dome and reprogram the tanks, which I guess they must be autonomous drones if we can reprogram them. And for evacuating Dr. Dimitri, we get some reinforcements. We're going to try to clear the path for our spy. Oh, the enemy's doing a drop.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Take care of it, please.
Very well.
Lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Okay, I guess we can use these guys as guards to the rear of our base if the enemy's going to be doing drops.
Reporting.
Oh, we got a chrono tank.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
The chronosphere being one of the few pieces of technology that actually has explicit points where it gets developed.
Vehicle reporting.
Where's the spy I trained? Here he is. Okay, let's be organized about this. Let's put him in the APC.
Acknowledged.
Gonna clear a path for him
On my way.
and get him into that radar dome, which is over here.
Awaiting order. Very well.
Insufficient funds.
Not really bothering with economy in this mission because
Affirmative.
This is more of a puzzly mission. We're not going to defeat the enemy by producing tons of units and overwhelming them, although we could.
Ready.
But when we have the opportunity to win through other means, I will take that opportunity because it's more interesting than just tank rushing everything.
Affirmative. At 1. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
That was the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
flash of a nuke going off. For story purposes, we could just consider it a very powerful bomb.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Alright, let's deal with that flame tower. Let's not charge it with the infantry.
Awaiting affirmative.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledge.
Alright, clear path for our spy. Base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unfortunately, he is sitting out of range of the turrets.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Okay,
Vehicle acknowledge.
get the spy in there.
On hold. Cancelled.
Fortunately, the heavy tank is being too stupid to retarget to the medium tank, who will kill him.
King and country. King and country.
Building. Building.
Yes, sir.
Alright, that reveals the entire map. And the super tanks have been reprogrammed, so now they will attack the enemy. And we get a couple of money crates from destroying the trucks there.
Affirmative.
So now we can pretty much just sit back and leave it to the super tanks to wipe out the enemy for us. They will shrug off Tesla coil shots like it's nothing. Our tanks will not, so...
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
So these guys are firing cruiser shots, which are incredibly powerful, but also kind of inaccurate. So if they are off by a little bit, they won't do much damage to their target, whereas if they do a direct hit, they do incredible damage. Okay, that super tank just self-destructed, obliterated a big part of the enemy base. Good thing we're destroying this technology, so we don't have to deal with it, though it seems like it would be even better to steal it for ourselves. We got a spy in there, so you'd think we could do that, but I guess that's not what we're going to do.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, and we win. Pretty easy little mission if you know what to do. Just go down to the south to evac Dmitri, clear the way for a spy to get into that radar dome, reprogram the Soviet super tanks, and then they win the mission for you. Alright, well, that's a fun little mission. Even though there's a bit of base production involved, it's more of a puzzle-solving mission than a production base versus base mission. I quite like it. Well, that's another piece of Soviet weapons development dealt with. And since we finished that mission so quickly, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And now, for the final mission in our little side story of disrupting Soviet development of new weapons, it's time for Absolute Madness, which, if my memory is accurate, this is one of the tougher missions in the game. Covert Order 24H. The Soviets are developing a new tank that sends shockwaves throughout the area, damaging everything around it. We must halt development of this weapon. Direct your spy into all 3 Soviet intel centers, which will reveal the location of the tank's remote control station. Once found, destroy it. This will stop production of the tanks, allowing you to destroy the facility. The Soviet tank are protected by the Iron Curtain. Be sure to destroy it. Hey everyone, Dr. J here with some post-commentary. So, full disclosure, I hate this mission. I find it incredibly obnoxious and not fun to play. It's one of very few missions in the game that I just straight up find not enjoyable. And my commentary during the mission wasn't particularly valuable. It mostly just me complaining about all the different ways in which the mission is stupid. And then I just stopped commentating at all. So I figure doing some post-commentary will be more valuable. So the way this mission works is there's that hilltop in the middle of the map where the enemy will repeatedly deploy mad tanks and then detonate them. And these mad tanks have super extended range compared to their multiplayer versions. So they damage your entire base and all of your vehicles every time that they do it. And they put the Iron Curtain on the 6 mammoth tanks that are guarding that hilltop so that they don't take damage from the mad tanks. Now, I tried to teleport some chrono tanks onto the hilltop to put a stop to that, but the enemy just deployed some shock troopers to wipe out my chrono tanks, so that plan ended up not working out. The enemy does a lot of variety of attacks that just feel cheap and obnoxious for reasons that are kind of hard for me to articulate. They blew up my chronosphere a couple of times. I was getting pretty annoyed with replacing that thing, and that was despite the fact that I put multiple AA guns and multiple pillboxes around it to try to deal with the drops. Eventually, I was able to get my chronosphere up and protect it, and what you're supposed to do here is there's 3 technology centers scattered around the map, and you're supposed to get a spy into each of them to reveal the location of the enemy's main research facility, which is on an island in the southeast corner of the map, not connected to anything else. But the enemy has dogs patrolling the entire map, which means it's borderline impossible to get the spy into all of his objectives without basically just clearing the map first anyway. So the spy is really kind of useless. What I did instead was I just scouted out the southeast island without using the spy. And then once I do that, I start chrono shifting cruisers down to that area and shelling it. And I destroy the enemy's main research facility and their construction yard by doing that. Which, as far as I'm concerned, should be a mission successful because that's your objective. But no, it's one of those annoying missions where your objective is destroy this particular thing and also destroy all Soviet units and structures just because. So even after I get that done, okay, there's where I'm scouting out the water in the southeast portion of the map. So shouldn't be long now, I don't think, before I chrono shift a cruiser down into that area. Though I'm going to have to get them repaired first because of the mad tanks constantly detonating. Anyway, this is one of those missions where you have to destroy all Soviet units and structures on the map, because sure. And after I destroy the enemy's main research building and their construction yard with my cruiser, you're going to see me then begin a long, tedious mop-up operation as I go around slowly destroying everything on the map. There I was rechecking my objectives. I'm also using my cruisers to repeatedly destroy various enemy buildings, primarily their power plants, to try to keep them in low power. But the enemy apparently has nigh on infinite money on this map because they just repair the buildings, rebuild them. They rebuild the structures I destroy endlessly. Now, I did eventually stumble onto the idea once there's where I'm scouting out the southeast island with a tank so that I can target the vital structures with my cruiser. Now, I did eventually stumble on the idea after clearing out this southwestern base of sending a thief into the enemy's exposed ore silo, which got me an insane amount of money, kind of illustrating just how much money the enemy has in this mission, which then allowed me to churn out more tanks to wander around doing the cleanup operation. I also actually built a few rangers just to deal with all the shock troopers, because shock troopers are uncrushable. Shock troopers are basically anti-vehicle infantry because they can't be crushed. So they're pretty good at dealing with vehicles. Their weakness are either vehicles that are explicitly anti-infantry or other infantry. They're an interesting idea for a unit, but they're too expensive to be useful. They cost like 800 or 900 credits each, which is pretty ridiculous for infantry, because even though they're uncrushable, they're still really fragile at the end of the day. Chrono tanks, likewise, are a really cool idea, but they're 2,400 credits a pop, which is way too expensive to justify them. So they're just too expensive to be useful. Most of the expansion units are. The demo trucks also are arguably too expensive. It's better to just build a missile silo and get endless nukes instead. The one exception are the mechanics, who at 950 provide endless free vehicle healing. I think I discussed that in a previous episode. It's really overpowered. Okay, this is where the mission got incredibly stupid. Even though the entire point of getting a spy into all those quote-unquote intel centers is just to reveal the southeastern island. If you destroy all the intel centers without having gotten a spy into them, even if you already destroyed the enemy structures on the southeastern island, it gives you a mission failed. That's idiotic. That's terrible mission design. It makes no sense. So I got a mission failed for that reason. I hate this mission, so I'm not replaying it. As far as I'm concerned, we won. We won. We did what the objective said. The only reason we lost is because of bad mission scripting. So we're done. Absolute Madness is over. Probably my most hated mission in the game. So I'm glad it's done. And with that, we're going to be returning to the main campaign for the next mission, and we're going back to fun missions. The vast majority of the missions in this game are fun. That's one of the few that I really don't enjoy. So that concludes this. I will see you in the next episode. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.